Hello, one and all. This is Luckless LoveLocks, and welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. Taking a bit of time, are they?
Yes, I'm getting worried. What if something happened to them?
I'll go have a look.
Then I shall accompany you.
Nah, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away.
Just don't look into the abyss too long, or you might become a monster.
What? I thought it was like if you stare in the abyss too long, the abyss stares back into you or something. Is that the saying? I don't think, okay. Look, I'm just gonna go to the director's office. I'll be right back. No big deal. Right, see you guys later. She's playing us, I'm telling you. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. I don't feel good about this. Huh? The picture's gone. That's odd. There's nobody here. The picture's gone, though. Temyoji and Quark must have been here then. I laid out the floor B map. They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. I don't know what room is what. I guess the warehouse is there at the bottom with the white doors, right? After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. So that's that up arrow. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of the long way around. Okay. Huh? Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. Ugh. Well, this is a huge waste of time. Shoot. Might as well head back, I suppose. I'd packed up the map and was headed toward the door when... Huh? There was a light on where there hadn't been a light before. Oh, the corner. Yes. I didn't actually miss anything. Is it like a teleporter? It's a teleporter, isn't it? What? Why is that thing on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable, nauseating dread. The light stared at me. Oh, the abyss. Clover knew? I swallowed and edged cautiously toward it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it. Slowly. Slowly.
So, you finally made it.
This game's getting... It's about to get really crazy, isn't it? No, you're...
I am Zero. I was the one who brought you here. You undoubtedly have as many questions for me as there are stars in the sky. As you can see, however, this is only a recording.
He sounds kind of like, just the way he's talking, like very precise, sounds like K.
I will therefore be unable to directly answer any questions.
Almost like a robot.
Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile, and kept my balled fist at my side.
Now, where to begin? There are many things I wish to tell you, but unfortunately, our time is limited.
I'm trying to think of like, first of all, okay, just looking at him, he has one gloved hand, the other one has his sleeve pulled up, and he is wearing a bracelet. And I guess he kind of looks like Temioji. Aside from that, he's got this thing on his eye. I don't recognize him, but maybe he's from 999.
As such, the information I can provide is also limited. I have chosen two things of great importance to tell you. First, I will tell you about termites.
That sounds important.
In retrospect, I suppose that's a rather odd thing to say. I imagine you look rather bewildered right now. Perfectly understandable.
A little bit like Snake also from 999, the way he's talking.
The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects. I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless, this is very important. In a way, it will determine your fate. So I ask that you listen carefully.
I mean, I am listening.
Have you ever seen a termite mound?
No.
They are splendid structures. Some might even call them works of art.
I've actually never seen one at all. Not even in like a zoo or anything.
Termites are natural architects, and their mounds are both structurally sound and make excellent use of space. So, are they following some sort of plan as they build? Are there termite blueprints detailing which room goes where? No, of course not. Each termite is simply an oblivious cog in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of termite DNA. It is doubtful an individual termite has any idea what its contributions are helping to create. But a human does. We can appreciate the elegant forms of their alien cathedrals. We can see the simple beauty of their perfect functionality. We can understand the splendid planning of their structure. In other words, only an intelligence of a higher order can understand the beauty of what the termite builds.
Is he trying to say he's one of those people with an intelligence of a higher order?
Now, consider humans. Why are we alive? Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create? From where do our cultures spring? There are many theories, but no one knows the truth.
It's from termites, isn't it?
We are oblivious cogs in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of human DNA. No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate. Yes, I mean to say humans are not different from termites. We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal. You might say we don't understand what we're building. Only an intelligence of a higher order than ours can understand what we're doing. Imagine how we might look to such an intelligence. We may be building some structure so perfect and elegant, we can't even perceive it. Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones we know since time immemorial. If we are like the termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of tremendous beauty. And you are about to catch a glimpse of it.
Okay.
Or have you already? Well, that's enough on that subject, I think. Consider what I've said.
Now let's talk about ants.
Now, let's move on to the second topic. It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and, in fact, the lives of several billion other people. I realize this is rather sudden, but I have a password for you.
Oh.
It is the password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1.
Oh, okay. Bomb?
Are you ready?
So we have a key to the other path.
I will only say this once, so pay close attention.
I'm gonna write this down just in case. I'm sure we don't have to, but you never know with these games.
The password to disarm the number 1 bomb is BQZ RGJ DXR.
BQZ RGJ DXR. Okay. I had no idea what he was talking about. He's talking about termites. What do you mean? What bomb? What he's saying there were bombs too? If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
That is the last of the information this message was meant to convey. Before I go, however, I have a warning. You cannot tell any of your companions what you heard or saw here. If you do, you will be penalized immediately. I hope we will meet again someday. We would have much to discuss.
Wait! God damn it, you can't just spout all that crap and disappear? I found myself yelling at empty air. Okay. The hologram had disappeared. Huh. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Shit! I kicked out a nearby shelf.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes.
I wonder if Temioji left that picture on purpose so we could come back and see that,
If no
set it up.
vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
I mean, it's really like Temioji and Quark. Especially Temioji, but maybe it's too obvious. It's really him and Kay that are the most suspicious so far. Aw, crap. I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here. I spun around and ran into the room toward the warehouse. Any other weirdness?
Grandpa! Look, Mr. Sigma's back!
Took you long enough.
They're playing it pretty cool if they did something. Where are the others?
In the AB rooms.
They went in already?
Yep.
Why didn't you two? Have you been waiting for me?
Yeah! Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
I wonder if he saw the message also. Okay, we have to just assume these two know nothing, right? Oh?
Nothing that significant. Just wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round. That's it.
And you had to tell me that no matter what. Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
True, but we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 BP.
They can both get out.
We're already on the home stretch. So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally. If you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what we pick.
You get to 9 whether you got 2 or 3 points. But if we pick betray and they pick ally, they're going to lose points, right?
Exactly. That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray you. And if we both choose ally, we both gain points.
Right, I have 3, so they're going to get out and I'm going to be stuck here. True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you'd choose betray to protect yourselves.
But that's why we're telling you we won't choose betray.
Mm-hmm.
Can I trust you?
Of course.
All right, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally, everybody gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you, but I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
I can guarantee it.
How?
I can give you my word. I will not open the number 9 door, even if I have enough points to do so.
Yeah, but he's not saying Quark won't open the door. Look at the look on Quark's face. He's so evil.
I swear it. We aren't going to abandon everybody else just so we can escape.
I swear too.
Oh, okay, fine.
I promise.
Man. So all you've got is a promise, huh?
When I make a promise, I keep it. Trust me.
Didn't he say he was going to ally with us in the first round?
Please!
Or maybe that was a different path. I can't keep track now.
You've got to trust us.
Hold on a second. Is this the same path? Round 1. Ally. I don't remember. All right, fine. I'll trust you.
2 minutes remain until...
If I was playing this game, this would be the wrong move.
We're counting on you, Sigma.
You gotta choose ally. You promised.
Did we make the promise? With that, they turned. I guess we did. With that, they turned and ran into the AB room, second from the right. Tough one. Well, guess I should get moving. No one to talk to this time, huh? Are we going to reason it out, though?
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Temioji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try and escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seems like the safe bet. But
Please! You've gotta trust us. You've gotta choose ally. You promised.
can you not betray us? I swear this is... I swear, yeah, Temioji I could betray easily enough. I swear Temioji betrayed us in the first one, said he was going to ally, but then betrayed us. But Quark? What the hell was I going to do?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7.
And also,
6,
like, you know, from past
5,
experience, every time
4,
someone's gotten
3,
to 9,
2,
they've left.
1.
Like, no one stayed. No one's going to stay. Okay, if we pick ally and they betray us, aren't we dead? We're dead, right? Or do we have 3? We're still okay. Because we lose 2. Yeah, I think we have 3, so we'd still be alive. Okay. They're gonna leave. We're gonna try though. This is I would not do this. I would pick betray, 100%. 100% if I was in this situation.
Has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
They're gonna betray us. I guess it really... They really win no matter what here.
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Oh, Dio. Betray, betray. Betray ally. Oh, I freaking knew it. Clover got out also. Luna and Clover betrayed Kay. No one died though. I freaking knew it.
Points have been assigned.
Athelas,
or subtracted
who's watching this,
accordingly.
tells me not to be evil, and this is why. This is why you don't pick ally.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
People in this situation, there is no evil. It's just survival or not. I mean, I guess the opposite way though, assuming all the other choices were the same, is Clover gets out? Hey! What the hell, guys? Why'd you betray me?
Quark had nothing to do with this. I made the vote.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Alright, fine. Why'd you break your promise, Tenmyoji?
I only promised you one thing. We wouldn't open the number 9 door, even if we got 9 points.
Yeah, whatever. What? So, you're not gonna leave?
Not what I said. Of course we're going to leave.
What?
Look,
But they're not gonna open the door because Clover's gonna open it.
see Clover over there?
What? Don't tell me.
Oh no.
Jeez.
That bitch!
Wait. Quark and Tenmyoji have...
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyoji and Quark ran past.
No! God damn it!
Clover, are you really going to leave? Well, yeah. Why else would I open the door?
But why?
I'm going to go call the others, so we can capture Zero Senior.
Tenmyoji, are you and Quark going too?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry, everybody.
So Sigma, happy? I kept my promise. Clover opened the door, not me.
I like how I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyoji.
You say so. I have to get out of here, and that's that. He's got to pay for what he's done.
He?
Zero.
You mean you know who Zero Senior is?
Yeah. No point keeping it a secret now, I suppose.
Oh!
I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
What?
The number 9 door has been opened.
He knows.
It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Time to move.
Right.
Oh, wait! This is for you, Mr. Sigma.
Oh my god. Quark held something out. I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is this?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the director's office before the AB game. I wanted to tell you what kind of guy Grandpa is. So, read it, okay?
He pressed it into my hand.
See you later, Mr. Sigma.
Then he turned and ran toward the door, Tenmyoji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say.
See you.
Goodbye.
Do we get to read the letter?
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Shit! They're gone.
All we can do now is hope they bring help back.
Indeed.
I agree.
I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing. I began to read. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing, and I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck, and he drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. When I was 4, I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I'd started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. See, I feel like, given what he knows how to do, he could have gotten us out, like, by messing with the electronics and things like that. But that's why I'm like, he's got to be involved in this. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work. I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. Oh. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. 7, eh? One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town to try and find somebody who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? Man, he wrote a lot. The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he bragged to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It had never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day, he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and set me down on a stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Till I had that scotch. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. As I looked closer, I realized that the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float. I'd never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure if it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. It's still, this is crazy. He wrote all this. It still didn't seem like it could be real. And I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration. I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's got to be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right. Right then, I didn't care whether he just found me and adopted me or not. He bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Till the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I'd torn one of my shoes that morning, and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over, and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I'd found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care!" Then he got mad, and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset, and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building. But by then, I started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard, though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop, though, so I just sat there staring at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. It's going back to when he first found him. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway, and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked, and I could tell right away that he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled, and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful, so this time around, Quark finds him. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. It was horrible. He'd heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever god might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a real bad fever, and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa, because a week later, his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone. But maybe he'd been a little too strict. All the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. I feel like, is this one of the endings? Like, this feels like an ending. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that, he'd had to give up on pretty much everything else in his life. But when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he lost back. So I guess he's talking about June. And now I wonder, is the old lady June? And that's why he was acting so surprised. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever, even if he said I couldn't. It's a nice story. They still screwed us over. Hey! I think that's one of the ends. Cool. I really didn't expect us to find one. I'm probably gonna skip the credits this time around because I'm gonna watch the final. Oh, I can't skip the credits. Forget it. I might talk through this one then, just because. I assume we're gonna see this a number of times. Wow. So he knows who Zero is. I wonder if he saw the message also. And that's how he figured it out. Temioji knows who June is, has been looking for her. Sister? A sister. Oh, maybe? Maybe Temioji's... But like... No... Because that event happened a year ago, and she would have been like a teenager, right? So much older. Then again, like the whole, like, who knows what time period we're in. But Clover isn't that much older, so there's that. I don't know. Gotta be some kind of... Said he was looking for a special lady. I'm assuming the timeline's probably correct. Clover and Alice aren't really that much older. So I guess there's 8 other endings. I wonder if the other, choice... The other choice would get Clover out. So that's probably not one of the endings, right? That's crazy. Oh, the credits aren't too long. Temioji end. In root beer, Veritas. Truth in root beer, Veritas. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Let's save it. Cool. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's going to be one ending for each, I guess. Oh, that's exciting. We got an ending. And I guess on the next one, we'll go back and we'll try to betray and see how that turns out. But I don't think it's going to get us another ending, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited. We found out so much amazing information on this one. I'm looking forward to the next one. This is Luckless LoveLinks signing off for now, and I love you all.